Hello and welcome to another session of Hearts of Yokai or Our Sunken Hearts. I'm not sure what the title of this thing is going to be in the end. But we're working on sort of shifting out some of the terminology to make it a little more neutral. And we added in last time, I remind you, we have that flashback move that on the table. And last time you did interactions with a number of different NPCs. You have a party coming up that we want to deal with. Um, there's some things regarding that, but I think we're going to start kind of in the middle of things here because you were given an address of a junkyard. This is the junkyard that other crew apparently at some point had owned or lived in or had some connection with. And I think we see you during the day, bright light here, kind of that sort of clear January cool air, but we're north of town and we're not in a particularly good part of town. Um, there's a little bit of residential around here, but there's a lot of scrub lots of places that you think are sort of dump kind of businesses and things like that. Um, there's a ways down. There's a gas station. There's kind of broken sidewalks along here. Um, the closest active business to this junkyard is a porn shop with kind of high walls so that people can park there and not be seen kind of thing. The junkyard itself is clearly not in use right now. The gates are like when you kind of go up to them, they have that kind of chain lock, double lock, and there's that kind of rust on the locks and the chain that tells you that it's been sitting there for a while. It's hard to see in because there's all of that uh, uh, orange cross tape that they get to obscure vision through on a chain link fence. There is barbed wire up top. You will see that there are like various pieces of mail, kind of like junk mail left in the mailbox. But clearly that mail service is stopped. At some point, the post office just stopped bringing mail here. Um, but there are various notices like that suggest that city inspectors and stuff have been here, but like just notices of inspection requirements and things like that. Those are all stuffed in, um, but like there's no condemn sign or anything like that.
Who
Um,
are the letters addressed to?
the letters are just addressed to we'll say ABC Junkyard, and you can
There's
definitely
no
see
personal
Inc.
names.
no.
LLC.
Yeah, LLC. Yeah, ABC Junkyard LLC. And you can definitely see that there's stuff in there. Like you can definitely see that. And there is that smell, uh, like if you've ever been in a place that has a lot of metal on it and a lot of rain, and there's that slurry of mud and rust, that is the whiff that you're getting off of this place. So, I mean, there are some neighboring places and things. So tell me, what do you want to do? And let's start with Aldo.
Um, I'm gonna walk around the fence looking for a way under it.
Okay. Why don't you make a study roll for me here? basically the goal here is you're trying to actually let's just do it as an overcome.
Okay.
There's, you're going to be able to find a place to get in, but it's a question of how visible it is, how safe, that kind of thing, or stay strong, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want to roll that with?
Um, I'm not particularly scared or uh calm, which is a -1 for me.
Sure.
Is actually open the roller. That's a 1.
So I think that you will make your way around and you will find a spot where there's some bushes and like broken bottles and things like that, like a spot, maybe cigarette butts and stuff that tells you maybe kids or whoever kind of because it's slightly out of sight might have come to. And you'll find what looks like a torn bit of the fence that's kind of bent. The thing that will strike you is like there's actually kind of torn clothing attached to the spurs on it, and old dried blood. And I think that as you kind of touch that fence to kind of see how easy it is to kind of pull at it, you pull at it, and there's this weird wave of the fence, like it kind of down a bit as you do that, and it rattles loudly. But you have a way in. Who's with you? Who is gone with Aldo? Have you all gone together, or have you kind of split to do things? What do you think, Marrow?
Um, I I think I would have honestly. I think I would have trusted Aldo's various senses to at least get a good idea of what's on the inside. So I think I would have followed Aldo.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll Mr. Suit and
Yeah, wherever Morrow
someone who is that
goes.
last person?
Oh, I don't know. I've been thinking of maybe a name change.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, there's been what? There's been damp, and there's steel, there's grating, there's chains, there's rust, there's mud. I can't talk to any of these people.
Mhm.
So
you can talk
I,
to anyone if you try hard
I
enough.
guess I'm just following. It's just I don't like
Okay.
this.
All right. And Lydia?
Oh yeah, I'd follow Morrow.
Okay.
Just because
Yeah.
don't
So
want anything bad to happen.
so all of you will see that vibration run down through the fence with a loud sound.
I don't think that was very natural.
No.
Did it seem unnatural?
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, so they put a little something something on it, or somewhat has. Do Is there anything like glamours have a time limit on them, or would something hold up over an extended period?
So the kind of glamours that you can do naturally as your thing, um, the minor illusions and things are very ephemeral. They're they're present with you, but you have to kind of have to be there. There are the ability to invoke spirits, to invoke pacts and compacts and contracts and all of that, which can be longer term. Um, but it's in terms of illusions and things like that, it's been a year and a half. Most things that are illusions disguises those kinds of things, usually have, a year and a day kind of limits to them. But other kinds of magics, more more severe magics can last for a while. Depends on what you do and what you're willing to sacrifice.
Hmm. So there may be something guard dogging this, and I'll kind of point at the blood and
Yeah.
toward it doesn't look like it's easy to get through no matter what.
Good.
No.
More fluids. This is good.
Uh, well,
So, you think it's a protection against any sort of. And she sort of stops and goes, do you think they put this protection on? Or do you think it was someone later?
I don't know, but it would be a blind guess if I made one.
Would
We could.
someone like to make a study move to kind of read what's going on with that magic here? I think that's a fair thing given who you are. If somebody wants to do that, it's a study move, so I'll always point to Sherry on that so she can fail it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Alda, don't forget to mark XP.
For that fine thing. Okay. Sure. I think one of the things is that what's procession I can take. Like, I don't know if it's clear, but there are a lot of me's in me that have over the time failed to please and were hammered down so that the vessel had enough space for another try. I'm only the 99th try. So so there are lots of abilities that I can sometimes get to whisper to me. So there's, I think, under constructed, is it? Something called machinist, I saw once. It's like, you may interact with, oh no, it's the machines thing, okay. Mm-hmm. I can make wardings, that's what I can do, sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see here, so I guess what I'll do is give it a try with my constructed abilities.
Sure. What mood do you want to roll with?
Think the one, just a little bit of fear, I think.
Okay.
I think that just makes sense. I'm not sure, but someone has to try because these people are lost, maybe, or maybe they're in here and that would solve all our problems.
Let's have you roll.
All right. So this is 2d6, I'm adding 1.
Yeah.
So that's a 9.
That is a 9. So you have one hold.
One hold.
What is it? There is definitely a warding here. I'll tell you the basic information is like there is definitely a warding on this fence that seems to go around the length and span of this junkyard. What is your question about that?
To hold something in or to keep something out?
Oh, to hold something in. Like, I think you'll feel that immediately. Like, you're like, okay, it looks like people have gone in and stuff. Maybe kids have climbed in and cut themselves and, run out. And you kind of feel that and you're like, oh, this is not to keep people from coming in. In fact, it's a little porous that way.
It lets people come in but not go out. And that's what I say. I turn around and I say, this is a nasty, nasty trick.
And I think Suit is just standing up from having carefully wormed his way under the fence and between the mud as much as he can to look at where we've just come. But that was, you're talking about the fence?
Yes.
Now, it feels like we're inside that trap now.
Are we inside the trap?
I don't know. I didn't hear anybody say that they were going in quite yet.
No.
Oh,
So
I thought we were following Aldo.
Aldo had found
Oh,
it, but
I did not go in yet.
yeah. But I imagine that there is that bit suit where you kind of folded up your coat and you're like getting ready to go in, and you're like, I don't want to go in the mud. And then suddenly the sweet relief you hear is that, oh wait, this might not be a good idea.
Oh, well. Put that jacket back on.
well, we've got to check it out some, but so there's something inside there that it's
Well,
holding
there's
in.
might be lots of bodies, for instance, at this point, but who knows what else. You know that it was cast so that whatever it's in there or it was in there can't come out. I mean, it might be a punishment. Those guys were effing around with a lot of people.
Okay. Is there anything around here that is taller than the fence?
I'm going to say, I mean, it's a little bit away from the fence, but I imagine that there is like a tree that, you know, might be a little exposed for you, but you could climb up on it.
That's what I want to do. I want to get a look at what's inside here.
Okay. I think as you climb up onto this tree and look down, I mean, you see it's almost that classic sort of movie land junkyard of stacks of cars and junk and things like that in a kind of labyrinthine layout. It and it looks very abandoned. Um, do you want to make a study roll? Do you want to invoke a contract? Do you want to use this a talent?
I'll make a study roll. I'm looking for anything moving, anything else.
Sure.
Just a part of a general thing. Study. And I think I am no longer calm, so this is good.
Fair enough.
I think I'm a little bit scared now.
Fear's awesome, isn't it?
It is when you have a +2 in fear.
Yes.
All right. So you've got two
It's-
hold to
Especially ground pepper.
to ask questions, reveal details.
Okay.
It is quiet and still as the grave.
Um, do I see anything in there that nothing's moving right now?
Right.
But that looks recently used.
I would say no. Like rain and stuff has certainly washed down the mud. You're not seeing the tracks here. I think the only thing you might see kind of unusual is in the big puddles. Maybe you'll see the a gleam of white in the sort of the red mud water of one of those puddles, and you like kind of look closer. You can't tell from here because it's hard to see, but I think at least your imagination is telling you, is that like the side of a skull?
Oh, good. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Uh,
You have one more hold.
yeah. Um, is there a building?
Yeah, it does look like towards the front, there's kind of a big, concrete block, like main office building, with a couple of what would have been garages that are kind of standing open, barrels where you can see that they've rusted and stuff has leaked out onto the concrete there. Um, and maybe there's some kind of structure towards the middle of that labyrinth because you oddly see like a television aerial hooked up
Okay.
close by there. But the
Okay.
angle is such that you can't really see, because it's high, but you're seeing it, a classic aerial,
Right. Okay.
which everybody still has because it's 1999.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Uh, okay, cool. Yeah, I will climb down and describe what I saw to everybody.
Okay.
So
Well,
there's a
let's
spider in the middle of the web?
let's see if we can get a better idea of what we're dealing with. And I'm going to start in front of the hole, but not going through.
Okay.
Right up next to it, begin drawing some symbols into the mud and dirt below me and bringing out little trinkets from my pocket. I'm going to invoke a contract.
Are you? Or are you going to call to the ocean?
I'm not calling to the ocean
Are
yet.
you sure you don't want to do that yet? All right, fair enough.
Well, I may need something to fight something nasty, so who knows, but not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to extend my senses, is the effect I'm trying to get, and extend my supernatural senses to kind of
Okay.
go through this hole and see if I can see something going on inside.
All right. Let's what do you want to roll that with?
I think this is probably fear.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to hold on to his shirt tails.
Okay.
All right, that's a 9, unless anybody wants to get a little.
That
I will
support
help you.
roll you want to
Can I
make?
help
You
you?
spending a bond or are you making the support roll?
Me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Hi. Let's
When
see
you
here.
comfort and support someone, roll on a hit they hear you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll comfort and support.
Yeah. Now, technically, we should have had you roll it before because it is +1 forward, but we're going to let you do that right now.
All right. You are the kindest. And well, I did say I was holding on to his shirt
I
tails.
know. And I should have checked for the move at that point, which is why I'm being
Exactly.
generous.
So, all right. So I'm rolling, and this is, oh yeah, I'm probably a little trepidatious that something bad will happen to it. So it's a +1. Oh, but it's a terrible roll. So that's a 4.
Okay. So,
What happens with that?
well, that is a miss. I will be making a move against you in a moment.
Awesome. That sounds great.
But do me a
But
favor.
against me and not Morrow, right?
Oh, I didn't say that, did I?
No, you should say that.
Would you please mark sinking, Lydia?
Oh, yes, I will.
So on a 9,
Oh,
Tyler,
I already feel him slipping away.
I think the catch is that you do have to give some of your blood to the fence.
That sort of makes sense.
Okay.
So as I kind of am finishing it, powering it up,
Yeah.
you'll see me.
Now you
reach
can
up.
decide if you don't want to give blood to the fence, you can always mark a mood instead.
Oh, I could do that, couldn't I?
Yeah.
You
don't want to get tetanus.
No.
No, don't get
I think I want to mark train because I want to feed.
Okay.
Feed.
Sure.
That's
Drained is just terrible, isn't it?
Drain means that you've used up your supernatural powers.
Oh,
Means it becomes harder to do things, but it means that you need to go and draw on emotions and energy and such from other people.
Yeah, what okay. What does drained mean in mechanical sense?
Mechanical
Or like
sense,
am I
it
gonna
means
have
that
it?
you have lost one of the ways that you can to shuffle off damage. While
Okay.
drained, you've lost that option. To restore that, you need to go and and invest time in gathering emotions, gathering feelings, feeding off of people in a way which has some risks to it, but
Hmm.
not a whole lot. Um, the problem is once you get more sinking, you get hungrier, and you stop caring as much about overfeeding or draining people of their feelings and things. Um,
Hmm. Okay. Well, good to get it out of the way early
yeah.
once.
Uh, so I think your vision will move out into this place. I think once you're inside, you can see the glow of the fence line that tells you that, that is warded, that it is protected. And I think the thing that you will see as you eyes kind of move around along through here is there are lots of ghosts here. They are all standing, facing, they all have their back to you. They are all facing these slabs of cars and things like that. They are various ages um, through here. Um, but you will notice they are all facing towards the center.
Oh my. Um, this place is very haunted.
And because you have been a person who has dealt with the ghosts before, and we kind of established that, I think that you have some sense, the ghosts that you have dealt with have been very animated. They have a very strong force to them. These are not those. These are shades. They are hungry ghost husks.
Well, I'll kind of um there are so many dead people. Hungry, hungry, very, very angry. Well, I don't know if they're angry. They're staring towards the center, just sort of waiting. But I get the feeling if something presented itself, they would then be angry, hungry, and very, very violent.
wonder what they're watching on TV.
Huh? Oh, huh. Um, I, I think that they might be what's causing the danger inside, but I don't know. It may be something else. Those may just be the dead that whatever's terrible has killed.
There might be
This is
something
very
that's pulling
strange.
those things in too. Does that make any sense? Like maybe that's what it's doing is pulling them in to keep them there.
Certainly
Maybe.
preventing
So
them from leaving.
is that enough? Are we going now?
We still don't know if they have anything to do with this or had anything to do with this or this, like how this relates back to our friends that we are
Well,
seeking.
no, but we do know that someone went to a lot of trouble to keep something very hungry and very dangerous inside of there and away from people like us who are not inside of there. And given that the people, the group has been gone for a very long time, it's much more likely that someone's maintaining that fence than that they set up some ritual to cast magic for all of eternity or whatever. I don't know.
Well, they're
So,
still here.
someone owns this place. Someone's keeping up that fence. Let's ask them what's inside.
That's what I'm saying is either it's someone and have they trapped them in there?
They could be. Ooh, but I have
Today's
to
probably
brief my
not the
suit.
exact day that they were going to fall to whatever danger they've been holding up against for a year and a half.
Having seen this suit baby right, I don't think we could go in.
I'm not saying you can go in. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, you guys. I'm sorry. All I was asking is, do you think that they were the first thing that was caught and held in there? Was that the purpose of this working?
I don't know. All I know is if it's a well, hang on, let me
Sure.
ask. Does this warding feel like it is like a spirit ward? Or is it a ward that would keep, our rats and dogs and everything else?
So that feels like a study question.
That does.
Let's do study, and we'll maybe give you more information than kind of what you're asking for there potentially.
All right. All right. Well, I'll give that a shot. I think I'm still in fear.
Sure.
I can't make myself sad about it.
That's
And that's a 9 again.
a 9. So to kind of answer the question that you've put forward there, these ghosts are more like flies, caught in a web, caught in this, not dragged in,
Not the target.
not the target. They are things that have fallen in through various means, that have happened there. They don't feel like they're the ones that have either caused this fence or are the things that the fence is meant to contain.
No, they're secondary. There's something bigger in there.
Yes. Is it our 4? Or did the 4 set a trap for something?
Or is there
Set a trap
something
for them?
Excuse
right?
me?
Or was something dropped on them and sealed in?
That's yeah. Yes, that's I feel like I'm not speaking clearly today. Perhaps Perhaps I should
somehow
start
I'm thinking
over.
I'm not catching what you're saying either. So we're
I
not
think I think we're disagreeing about something that we all agree about.
Okay.
Our frequencies aren't quite hitting. Okay. So as you mentioned, I think a good analogy of the spider inside.
Spider, well, see, there's either a spider and it's pulling these things, or there's like a lodestone in there that's holding those 4, plus pulling anything else in, and that they can't leave because this was their hideaway. If you wanted to hold them in a place, make sure they couldn't get out, this would be a place that they would go to at some point.
It is possible that, yeah. Now,
How do we figure it out without getting ourselves in trouble?
are killed.
That's a kind of trouble, but you're right, it is a variant.
All right. From this position, like I say, I'm not sure. I don't think we could go in very easily. The question is, do we have something we think we could send in to give us a better view? Do we have something
You
that we could
definitely
go?
do.
As
But
in
you've
I
already
do.
but you've already said you don't want to use that.
Yes, there is. But there are things I can do, but I've been chastised.
I didn't take that option.
Um,
There
we
are a
could
couple
send
people who have things.
Yeah.
I will point out that Lily had someone they could call.
What?
Call your mentor.
And ask her what to do?
Yeah, Tyler Marrow has the call to the ocean.
Yeah. Um, the, to go to a more, it's clear that this place, the mundane things are just ignoring it. They're giving them citations, but they're not opening the gate.
Yeah.
And
And
I
I
don't know
think
if,
that there's a you could definitely feel that while the ghosts are not like moving and active, their very presence does create a sort of low level dread among mundanes, which means that they're coming, they're dropping off the citations and probably we'll come back to this in 6 months kind of thing, and then not.
right. I mean, they are ghosts. They're not, it's highly unlikely they're going to like come up and zap you. It's not exactly a video game. However, they can arrange for horrible, horrible accidents and everything around you doing awful stuff.
I know.
So,
Can we get something to send in there? I saw some people, like they had little cars, like little toy cars, and they were radio controlled and they're racing them around in a track. You think you could send one in?
see, 90s. I don't know if there's a GoPro.
No GoPro, but there are, I mean, there are radio controlled cars.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we could send in. They're a
I
little
mean, it looks like
expensive.
TV signals make it in.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get a model plane for that matter and kind of fly over if we could see.
Okay, if they have radio controlled things, yeah, we could try that.
Try that.
So
I mean,
who
we
wants to muck with the kind of the getting the shortwave and the radio controlled plane and things like that up?
I mean, I want to muck with it because it sounds like fun.
Sure. What do you want to roll?
Good question. I think this sounds really fun because we get to go shopping first,
Okay.
and then we get to buy it, and then we get to have the person at Radio Shack show us how to do it, and that'll be exciting.
Oh, Radio Shack.
That's right.
Deep cut. Even in 1999, Radio Shack is on its last legs.
I know, which is why they're so happy for the sale.
Yeah.
Um, so, and in fact, two of the three salesmen come out to the parking lot with us to show us how to do it.
Let's have you roll.
Okay. Here we go. So that's joy, right? So it's I'm adding 2. So it's 7.
So I think like we'll have like it's hard to control, these
It
old
is.
radio controlled planes and things like that. And you kind of got a booster thing on that. I think you'll do a couple of sweeps around, and then there will be a crackle over the comm thing, and you'll hear hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Who is this?
Lily. Who is this?
Who?
Lily. Or Lydia, if you like Lydia. I like Lydia, but other people like Lily. So I say Lily.
What are you, Lily?
I'm a person. What are you?
They call me Count.
Is Count one of the 4? One of them?
Yeah,
Is
wasn't
it
it
count
count
zero?
underscore?
Yeah.
Count underscore zero?
Yes. Yes, that is what they call me.
Oh, wait a minute. I made that too easy for you. What do you look like?
My skin is alabaster.
I'm furrowing my brows right now. Is it?
I don't think we know what they look like.
There is a
We have
picture of them in the
pictures.
Court of
Oh.
Lanterns.
Yes.
Hi, Count. Are there other people there with you?
No, they left me alone here.
Are
Are
you
you
trapped?
talking to someone? Calling from the car.
Are there others with you?
Yes.
I've heard 3 voices so far.
Mhm.
Are you going to help me?
Are your friends going to come back and help you? Can we go find them? They know what they did.
I don't know where my friends are.
Where were they going when they left?
I don't know.
Where are you? Are you in the middle or are you in the building or
I'm in the middle.
There's a big nasty spell around you.
Yes, there is. Can you break it? Can you let me out?
What will happen if we let you out?
I won't be in here anymore, and I can tell you everything that you want to know.
That's a good promise. Okay, but I need we don't know what the spell is, so we got to go research it.
Can you please roll me 2d6, Lydia?
I can. I've rolled a 6 total, I guess. That's like my thing right now. Can I add something to this?
No,
Okay.
no, this is a roll for him.
Oh,
Let me out, you cow! Let me out of here!
if I
I'm sorry. I've been in here so long.
yes, I understand.
I
When I
understand.
say that we don't know the nature of the spell, we do seriously have to go figure it out. We just needed to know if you were in there.
Maybe one of you could come in here and I could tell you things. I could help you find the way out of here.
It looks like everything that goes in dies.
Doesn't have to.
See, you sound a little upset, and we understand why.
A very, very tiring experience here.
I can imagine. I'm guessing that the TV reception isn't that good. We could probably leave you some food or something by the fence. And we will go and look in on this spell. We will get it figured out. Okay, Count?
Okay. I will be here.
All right. I'm sorry that your fellows didn't tell you where they were going.
They were very mean to me.
Seems like they were mean to a lot of people.
Mr. Suit, what's your reaction to all of this?
I mean, the engine is still running, right? It's
Yes.
working fine because the thing inside that lures people in and constantly eats them is trying to lure Lily in and eat her, and that's unfortunate. But I just want to make sure that like we're ready to go now from the lying evil thing that's talking on the radio intercom thing.
didn't ask for any food.
It very much did.
And she sort of stops and says, "Do you want us to bring some hamburgers?"
That's all right.
That doesn't sound good. Are you still alive?
I am. I am very much alive.
That's pretty impressive. All right. Well, I'll go tell the powers that be.
I will be here waiting.
All right.
All right.
I'll wait till I feel fairly certain there's no communications anymore.
Turned off the radio, moved the group away across the street.
Mhm.
Car still running.
I've been warned by more than enough things to know when I'm talking to a sock puppet.
What's that?
Yeah, he seems not good.
Would you be good after a year and a half all by yourself?
Lydia, I love
I
that
would
you
be a
are so
mess.
sweet. Well, I love that you are so sweet and kind, but that's a horrible trap evil person.
Yeah, that was either some very good impression voice work or someone wearing a count suit. You know what you have to do to wear a count suit? You have to hollow it out first.
And he called you a
All of you
terrible
the
thing.
most depressing of what's going. I mean, like, it could be him, and it's just
No,
like
I
a
think
year and a
they're
half
right.
out of.
How did he survive there for a year and a half
And
in
he
the middle
doesn't
of a
want a
junkyard?
hamburger?
And he doesn't want a hamburger. Exactly.
As he's alive. I mean, that's a little
Wouldn't you be
spurious.
hungry?
Maybe he already has something in the freezer. I don't know.
That's not a good
He
sound.
is quite hungry. He asked for you to deliver a meal to him.
Would
Yes,
you like to roll follow the threads, Mr. Suit?
Is that enough interaction?
Oh, I think we've got plenty of interaction.
Cool. I think this would be fear, but he's a little bit angry at the whole blatancy of this thing and just trying to get through to Lily.
Sure. I think it's a good contrast.
It's a 6.
Is that a
Also-
6, huh?
Yes,
Also, please help me talk to her.
Yeah, I think
Lily's just like, why are you all so negative? I just don't understand. It's like you're a good-looking guy, and you act like the world is just.
no.
Okay, so Aldo,
gonna
go ahead and
spend a
roll
bond
comfort,
with Aldo.
roll support.
Well, I have a bond with Aldo already.
Oh, okay. You just spend that? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a 7. Now here's what I'm going to tell you, because what are possible is a little bit different from what is available there right now, because of the nature of what they're about to tell you here, is I think that you will realize that that is a taker. It's a small taker. It's a wounded taker, but that is a taker bound inside there.
Oh.
And it is mimicking. It clearly knows who Count is, knows enough about them to call that, but someone has locked up a taker in there, and he is feeding Renfield style on ghosts.
Oh,
We need to keep moving back. That is something from very deep. Not something big from very deep, but something from
Do you
more
mean a
than
taker?
deep enough. I meant that, but quieter.
Oh, oh. Well, we should probably report that.
Wait. Cuts through the radio.
I meant that, but much quieter.
Look. I want out. I want to leave.
You know, I felt that
Mhm.
way a lot myself at one time.
And there are things I can gift you. There are things I can give you. I'm willing to pledge to you to let me out to get back to the ocean again. It's so dry in here.
Not a chance.
It is a call.
Don't you want to know why they did this?
Not from you.
Lily, please, you can't fall for this twice.
What do
Lily,
you
Lily,
mean?
Lily, is it? It's Lily, right?
I can change.
I
No, it's I can change him.
Oh, I didn't believe that anyone can be a better person if they try.
I would like that opportunity to try.
It's far.
Look. You clearly have a reason you're trying to find these people. They are not here, but they did this.
Hmm.
Now,
Suddenly,
I
I
see.
like them a lot better.
oh, I'm saying, look, there are two ways this goes down. One way is we make some kind of bargain, some kind of agreement. You're all smart people. I'm sure you can come up with a contract to keep me from bringing harm to you and yours. Let me go back to the ocean and not come back here. Or you leave me here. And this breaks down over time. You can't stop that. That decay is natural. That decay is ongoing. It's going to fail at some point. And when it does, I will be out.
Or we could hook a car battery up to the outside of the fence and keep it going for a while longer. Let's get.
Well, you've got plenty of time to think about it, as do I. I hope nobody else comes and offers me a better deal.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't offered you a deal, so almost anything would be better, right?
That is my point.
So look on the sunny side.
He's trying to argue urgency from behind a rusted lock, Lily.
I just don't want him to be sad. I don't think anyone needs to be sad.
I'm pretty okay with takers being sad. Lily, these are the
Drive away from this area and talk
yes.
more.
Yes, let's do that.
Not right next to the speaker.
So we'll cut a ways away. You will
Made up that part about wanting him to be happy.
disconnect the things, get yourself some distance, make sure that you have
Our plane back.
such that he cannot spy, understand, listen to anything that you come to say. Let us, though, Before we go too much further, let's take our first break here. Let's take 10 and then we'll continue on.
Okay.
So you've had this conversation. Let's assume we take up at some sort of Azar's Big Boy or something a ways away. We can stop, get some diner food, and talk about the supernatural horrors that you just encountered.
I would like to have the cheese sauce for my fries, please.
Okay, hon.
Thank you.
This seems like to be something we should tell the people above us.
Yeah.
Like right off.
Yes.
Yes,
I agree.
they probably have people for things like this.
I think that we should make sure that it's higher ups, but more than one court, so it's not just in one court's court.
Well,
Yeah,
it might
you're
make
right.
us all look good to our respective courts, so we should all tell our own, right?
Okay.
I mean, that gives all three, and they'll probably communicate, I guess. I mean, none of us really, we're a little even-tempered for the anger court, but
Well, at least one of you should tell Lanterns about the Count.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
see, but I don't think that was really him.
I don't think it was
No.
either. It was
No,
just that he
no,
made him up this.
Yeah, it just doesn't speak well for his, overall anything.
Mm.
I don't
Well, they
If-
know that
sealed
it
him
says
in
anything
there, so
about it
that's
either
why he
way.
knew at least one of who
if
they
he
were.
trapped, if they trapped this thing, that's better than I thought of them previously. Because they
Oh.
seemed like jerks.
Yes. But maybe we do to other people.
Hmm.
I'm sure we do.
Did you think of anyone who dislikes you? I can't think of anyone who dislikes me.
Somebody should dislike me. But it does bring to the question, which is what we're supposed to be finding out, which is where the four of them went. So they trapped something huge.
No, they trapped something medium-sized, smallish taker, but in a significantly powerful spell. I mean, a year and a half later, it's still working.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but I mean, it's not, they trapped something. It's like saying a small elephant. They captured a small elephant,
Well, some are bigger than others.
Yeah,
but they
it does
didn't
suggest.
tell anyone.
It
Yeah.
does also suggest, kind of to piggyback on what you just said, Marrow. They didn't just trap him like
A
they must
little.
have done something to him.
Yeah, like they hurt him too.
Do you think they had help?
I don't know. They seem pretty powerful. Didn't you say they messed with the witches?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something I try to do. I got
They
different
s-
magics altogether.
They seemed like con artists, was kind of the
Yeah.
impression we've gotten across the board.
It seems, yes.
This magic feels like a trick.
Here's the thing, all of our magic looks like tricks, and we often seem like con artists to other people too.
Yes, I just mean as opposed to overwhelming power. This spell, it's going on too long. It's too strong. I don't think it's because they were so amazing. I think it's because something with this situation, something with that taker, they figured out some trick.
Yeah, well, didn't they take something from the witches? Could they have taken a spell like this?
It did take something from the witches, but
What did they take?
The witches are always very specific, I guess. What was it?
and say what?
but then they dipped, or something happened to them afterwards.
Yeah.
They didn't report this up, even though, let's be honest, you'd kind of be a hero if you trapped a taker, right? I mean, this is something to brag about. And they didn't. They just disappeared.
Okay, that's weird.
Now, we can't trust what that thing said to us. It may have killed them.
Possible.
I mean,
Okay.
being trapped doesn't mean that they got away.
Okay.
It said that, he'd been left, but there he was saying bye. I don't think we could take much truth from that.
Let's say they
So we
didn't
still,
go. What's powerful enough to disappear these people who were powerful enough to trap that?
see, but you can trap a taker with a deal or a bad bargain. You can trap them with something of their own. It, it is unlikely that they could build a wall so strong it couldn't break down. But it is possible they could make it stuck in a wall that it has to work its way through. That's the way dealings and tricking them works. That's how we stay safe.
And you know that there are degrees of takers. There are the takers that run the homelands, the places that you served out your time. And then there are smaller takers that come to this realm to try and essentially gather power to stake their claims to go back and be able to gain a position, gain a homeland. There are little ones. There is a hierarchy to those.
This one's scared of the courts.
If it's small, that's probably smart. Like I say, if our job is to find where the four of them are, there's something very hinky about the fact that if they did this, they just disappeared. Or just took off.
It's the
I mean, I
hurricane,
guess
right?
there's nothing surprising to disappearing.
Yeah.
They clearly vanished during the hurricane. And I believe that Mr. Suit talked to his friend who said that they were involved with the hurricane.
I talked to I found a goblin off in the undertow that had talked about that someone summoned the hurricane.
Hmm.
They
Wait,
used someone, well, not summoned I don't think they made a hurricane, but they did make it come here.
Wait, they did? The people that disappeared?
Someone did. Is anybody good with rocks? Pull out a like handkerchief from my pocket that's wrapped around some like ocean blasted rocks from that town. Not these rocks, but these rocks were near the rocks there were some very special rocks.
what were the rocks that were special? Like, you say they're not these ones, but these were close to them? I'm
It was
trying
a it was a goblin town. They had protective wards to keep them safe from the currents and the storms, and someone strip mined them and set up a storm calling ritual.
Huh.
These weren't the rocks, but they are rocks from that town, and I thought maybe proximity or trace minerals. I'm bad with rocks.
Clearly.
As I've said, I can inquire deeper.
Yeah, but that puts you in danger. We don't need to get, there's other avenues to consider.
Okay. But
Okay.
Lydia, I want you to be prepared. Sometime we may have to I may have to do dangerous things.
Yes, but we're going to keep it as rare as possible so you live as long as possible. More parties, fewer dangerous tasks. That's my theory.
And I really will give like a sweet smile to Lydia for caring that much.
Okay, so here's what we got.
Mm.
There's a taker, probably not the most biggest, like a little baby one or a less than baby one, but wounded. That was definitely the impression on the power level that we had. It wasn't the brightest thing in the whole world. So I think that the courts can handle him. So we're going to go tell our people and we're going to go tell lanterns, right?
Yeah. Do you know
Do you want
anybody
me
in
to go tell
Lanterns?
lanterns? Yes, I know Lean and
Well-
Hungry Mike, who I like a lot.
Let's see. We have two of us in Lanterns. We need someone to go and talk to Chains.
Oh, chains.
Can do
Who's
that.
the broken
Shackles.
shackles, you mean?
Right.
Oh.
You want to do that, Aldo?
I'll go to
Okay.
Shackles, sure.
I'll go to Lanterns, and I'll do
Should
my
we all
court.
go to shackles together?
I suppose we could. I was just figuring we'd all split up and tell somebody.
Okay, I get it. You want like 4 people know at once, and we tell them that all the courts are being informed? All right.
It
I
doesn't
like
mean
how,
we haven't made anybody mad.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Oh, we have to do it at a certain time. Oh, I wish we had walkie-talkies for all 4 of us. It would be across the city, and then we could talk.
We get walkie-talkies.
Wouldn't that be
Then
cool?
we got to be fairly close.
Oh, wait. Do you have a
We could get
pager?
CB radios.
We were
Yeah.
just at Radio Shack.
I know. We could go back to, they were very nice.
We should probably tell someone first.
Yes, let's just tell them. I think we can get it close enough if we all leave like right now
I'm ready.
or as
So
soon as we get back.
I have just one question. So you are going to go and tell your courts now. Now, you know, in the meta, because I just want to be sure on
Yeah.
this on your thing. Once you tell them, that avenue is closed off.
Of being able to do a bargain with them.
Communicate, talk with them. You'll be putting that in the court's hands.
Yeah.
I just want
Is
to
that,
be
is that
be
what
sure.
you absolutely what you want to do? Because
I just want to make sure you that's what you're going to do before you do that, so that you know what that's going to mean consequence wise.
I will say, in Marrow's mind, this is one of the most dangerous things he's encountered since getting out. He feels like the court should know this.
I
That's
think,
where I am.
although it's like if we can't just kill it ourselves, then yes, let's tell the courts. I don't think bargaining with it is an option.
Suit thinks bargaining with it is far too good of an option. And there are parts of him that believe that if y'all are rushing him into turning this over and he doesn't have a chance to go make bad decisions with it, that's very unfortunate, but maybe it's for the best in some ways.
Yes, and Lucy trusts that the Court of Sons will know what needs to happen. And we will be talking specifically to the folks in our court that actually sent us on this duty. So we're not like
The hands.
spreading it around.
Right,
Yeah, so we go talk to the hands.
Okay.
Okay.
So okay. I just wanted to make sure we got that clear.
Yeah,
on
no,
the
it's
table.
kind of
Okay.
sad, but it's
Yeah.
also a thing of like, it's like
No,
going, okay, no,
I
this
didn't know
will
if you
do.
were going to talk to it again before you went and did this, but
I'm-
we'll take that off the table then.
Apparently, they just aren't interested in conversation. I like to talk.
Okay. So who's with Sons?
My son,
Okay. So what do you tell when you go to talk to Drummond Kane? What is it that you say?
hey, hmm, we went to the junkyard that the four used to use. It is surrounded by a powerful spell and apparently has been for a year and a half or so. And she'll describe the spell, and then she will say, "So we decided to see what was in there because perhaps they were trapped or something. So we got an RC plane and we flew it over, and we were able to communicate with whomever it was. They claimed to be the count, but they clearly weren't. And then we
Okay.
got them to admit who they were. A taker? Sounds like they're wounded. The four trapped them in there. Wanted to do a bargain with us. Um, I don't know the nature of the magic. I don't know how long it will last, but it is something that the courts have an opportunity to act on. Each of us has gone to another court so that everyone knows at the same time. And you may discuss it then as you wish.
Do not tell anyone beyond the hands about this.
That is exactly how we would do it.
Anyone. The other hands are probably going to say the same thing, and I'll be talking to them soon, but do not tell anyone
Okay,
else about this.
that seems reasonable.
Uh, and who is with mirrors?
Me.
And you will go.
I will go to desperately try and find absolutely anyone I can tell except Delulu, and it does not work.
Absolutely. They'll say, "Oh, the Lulu's expecting you."
It's are you sure you might it's me?
Yes,
I did not call ahead.
that's never been an issue with her.
I did make reservations at 3 other places for right now, and
Did you
did call
not
there
want to?
ahead.
Did you not want to speak to the hand?
I mean, that would be a crazy thing to say.
Is there some issue? Is it more serious than the hand? Should I call the Duke?
Oh, no, that seems like that would be
Because
a
he is
wildly
here.
insulting thing to imply that this was more important than the hand could manage.
The secretary kind of says, "So I'm at a crossroads here. Who is it that you wish me to send you to see?"
The hand.
Absolutely. As I said, she's expecting you.
How lovely, so nice. The convenience of it all is just goodbye now.
I think you'll go in. Again, her room has lots of mirrors in it. You see her in the mirrors. You see lots of things that aren't in the room are in the mirrors. Um, and she will look up and she say, "Mr. Suit, would you like some sweet tea?"
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you so much.
Hand will reach out from the mirror, hand her a cup that she will reach over and put in front of you.
I will graciously take that to hold, and that's it.
Have you come to give me some information to report some findings?
Yes, well, we've been trying to.
You are well. Wyndham sent a note saying that you had been taken somewhat ill.
That's so kind of them to look further in. I'm feeling much better. Uh, we were. I was tracking down the for trying to ascertain what had happened to them, where they'd gotten
Absolutely, you
to.
have some information.
Yes, well, several avenues of investigation still open. We did find an old haunt of theirs with a strangely impossible ward around it that's holding a taker inside and seems to have been for a while. It's quite angry. But I think that's actually unrelated.
Which part is unrelated to which part?
Well, to the disappearance, exactly. I think it's
So you
sort of
don't think
tangential
this
at the very best.
taker that is, as you say, trapped in a location that they used to occupy is unrelated to their disappearance?
Well, it claimed that they had something to do with trapping it, but it was lying a lot, and I just don't see the connection quite. By the way,
Well,
do we have anyone in the court that's good with rocks?
What do you mean good with rocks?
Well, like if some rocks knew other rocks, could they ask them where they were?
That there might be some who can do that with contracts. The one I know who works most with inanimates is Faustina.
Perfect. I will go talk to
The Duke of Broken
Faustina,
Broken
the
Shackles.
Duke of that's what I said.
Well, so you don't believe that this taker that is bound there has any connection to that they bound there does any connection to their disappearance. All right. Well, if that's the conclusion that you've come to, then that's the one that I will have to accept.
Good. I will go talk to
May I
the
ask
Duke of Shackles.
if that's what you want to do? She says somewhat hesitantly. Uh, may I ask that you not repeat this information about a taker to anyone else in the city?
Yes, fine. I assume you'll be.
I will be
Yes.
speaking with the other hands.
Wonderful. This has been. Thank you so much for the. Put the glass of tea down.
Was it not sweet enough for you?
I just actually realized that I had a very large lunch.
I see. Well, I'll have to think of some other way to entertain you the next time you come.
Oh, please don't put any thought to it. I would hate to interrupt. You just back to what you were doing.
No, you don't understand how important that is. What is it that you like to drink if it is not sweet tea? Is there a particular snack that you prefer?
Well, it's more the presentation.
My presentation is lacking?
No, it's just it's was
Please go on. Tell me my shortcomings as a hostess.
it was just it was by its self. It wasn't usually they come on a tray. There's lots of little ones, or there's a napkin. Someone
We
hands them
wanted
out.
that. Absolutely. I apologize for being parsimonious with my
No, not for
host,
me.
hosting. I will think on this. I will have something more elaborate and elegant for you the next time you come.
That's not I. All right. Yes. Perfect. Wonderful. I'm so glad that we had this conversation and now can view it fondly in the past and our memories.
That's a very excellent way to think of it.
Oh, thank God. He'll leave politely and very quickly.
Let's come up. Mero, Aldo, are you two going to talk to your hand then?
No, I'm going to my hand, and Aldo's going to Shackles.
Okay. Let's start then with tell me again, I don't know if we've seen the sort of the courthouse for lanterns, have we, Mero?
Well, I no, we've only met my Duke at the party.
So
So
what kind of
yeah,
space it has the Court of Lanterns set up for itself? And again, ritualists forgiving paradoxical, it is the court of sadness. Do they have a funeral home that they work out of?
that seemed just perfect. I think I'm going to go slightly against type.
Sure.
I think that uh, we are set up in one of the buildings at the medical school.
Okay.
It's an older building. There are things that go on in it, but in general, it's not used a ton. But it is a teaching hospital school.
Like an annex, a older
Right.
building that's not as much used that they've kind of set up as their own place.
Administrative. It might even have like the little room or two that has the things from the 1800s we used, display sort of thing.
Yeah, they've kind of sublet some of the areas. They've got the nursing museum, that kind of thing there. Absolutely. You will go in. Um, that kind of sterile white corridors that are here. But that sort of 19th century hospital building, kind of wide hallways. And there's a wooden door with a tempered, like a piece of glass with a name on it that you knock on and go in. It has that smell of an old office in there, but a little more of the damp in here because it is Bayman,
Mm-hmm.
and he is seated at his desk. You see, he's got uh, a looks like one of those uh, Apple Lisa kind of unit computers there. The sort of the pink molded back thing, and you see him. I think based on the glare you're getting off the window, it looks like he's playing like some kind of chess simulator, like Zargon or something like that. And he'll look up as you come in, and you'll see him like hit pause on the timer on the computer, and he will say, "Mara, please come in. Sit down."
Well, thank you. I'm sorry to bother you, but this is pretty important. Um, we've been looking for those people that you asked us to, and I'll be honest, I still have no idea where they are, but I can
That's not
tell you
good. We
some.
need to know.
Well, they caught a taker, a small taker, but a taker. They locked it up inside of their junkyard that they kind of used as a clubhouse. It's in there. It's feeding on ghosts. Lots of ghosts. It tried to communicate with us. It tried to trick us. Said terrible things to Lydia, and it knew her. It's gonna remember her name. It threatened us and it asked us to help it get out, which of course it would. It seems to have been trapped there since they disappeared, so a while. It's very angry, but right now the wards are strong. I saw them. They're strong, but something's got to be done about it.
When did they trap this?
I can only presume about the time they disappeared. I can't give absolute facts. I don't know for sure.
Well, you need to figure that out. You need to figure out, is this what caused it? Did they do it just before they vanished? Was it a while?
Yeah. Yes, that needs to be found out. But it needs to be, the wards need to be strengthened. You need to make sure it can't get out. Where everybody's gone off to their courts to tell the other hands, like I'm coming to you, and Aldo's going to tell Shackles, and um
Oh, so no, no, we will not be fucking with those wards. We will be, as the movie says, nuking it from orbit.
oh, good. It knew, it said it would remember Lydia if it got out. It said it'd remember us all. It can't get out.
Well, understand that when we kill it, we can't kill it. All we can do is discorporate it and remove it from the city.
Have to be enough. You can't ever really kill them, can you?
No. And you see him pause and see him go, and they trapped it.
Don't know how. Seems too powerful for them.
But clearly not. And that's worrying.
Suit says that he got information they might have summoned the hurricane or caused it to come here. That's part of what we're tracking down next. But if they trapped a taker, what I'm thinking is they would have bragged about it. Why would they just dip off? Something had to have happened to them at the same time. They wouldn't have kept that secret unless they planned on using. And I'll kind of pause a moment. Unless they planned on using it.
The reason that we are asking about them is that Hemingway said that one of them was going to destroy us all. I do not want you to repeat that to your companions. I do not want you to repeat that to anyone else. I'm telling you this so that you have a frame to work from. Your companions are informing the other courts, you said?
Yes.
I will speak with the other hands.
Thank you. It'd be easier if I could let them know. My companions, I mean.
Yes, I can appreciate that. It would be easier, wouldn't it?
Thank you for your time.
I
I'll
will not
report
hold
back
you
if I
to that
report.
promise forever. And should the situation change, I will release you from that.
And I actually give a real look back at. Thank you. I'll report back as soon as we know more.
Yeah. You'll see him actually reach up and turn the computer off. You know, that switch on the back, which I think you note is you're like, you're like, yeah, you hear that, you're like, he didn't even save his game kind of thing. Like, uh, Court of Broken Shackles, Aldo. So we
Yep.
know we've got the medical annex there. We've got the kind of the it was a remind me, Patrick, what we decided for mirrors. I know it was some offices. Was it?
I can't remember.
I from some reason I want to say I think it was like a realtor kind of office, like a realtor management office, one of those kinds of places. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think there's out back a trailer park that they oversee and that kind of thing. That's my recollection of it. So Aldo, Court of Broken Shackles. This is our court that is a braggadocious, paranoid, and musical. And it is the Court of Wrath. Where where are they? Are they in a
Um,
sporting place? Are they, you know, in a rundown tenement? Are they in a casino? Where are we at?
it's a former warehouse that is now like one end of it is now a boxing gym.
Okay,
And like the other end of it is a club. And then there's this space in between that everyone kind of just ignores that is like where they're actually located.
absolutely. Got that sort of they've renovated from the old school sort of Gold's Gym style, a Rocky montage kind of place. And then the club at the other end, it changes every like year and a half. They get another person who thinks they have the best idea for a club, and those people put their money into it. That the Court of Broken Shackles skims off the top, and then they wait until it goes bust.
Yep.
The nice thing about the Court of Broken Shackles place, though, in the middle is it does have a set of 3 bowling lanes in it. And you're not sure why it's there, if it used to be a bigger bowling alley, kind of, or if they like set it up for the warehouse workers or what. But it is weirdly the way that you have to come in is you have to kind of come in, walk past the machine that does the changing in the back, and then come down the side into the area with like the three like little units for bowling, and some offices and such. And like when you come in, Cantorian Wolf is bowling a game.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hello.
Ooh, you're out of school. Like this is Broken Shackles.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's nobody from Broken Shackles in my group, so um here I am.
So you drew the
I,
short straw. That's what I'm hearing.
no, I volunteered.
Oh, well, that's also nice to hear.
I've
Hey,
got friends
hey,
in Broken
hey, come here, come
Shackles.
here, come here, come here, come here. Let me show you something. And he will walk you over, and he will show you. So they closed down one of the old theaters in town to put in a multiplex, and he'll point to this greasy, stained, big popcorn maker machine, one of those big ones with the thing and the pull down and the thing full of popcorn and stuff. And the little thing you push and the oil comes dispensing down into it. There's a thing that has the butter, like it's not real butter, it's like fake butter. And we did clean it as best we could. So it's okay. The sound it makes when it squirts out is a little obscene, but yeah, you want some popcorn?
Yeah, I haven't had this stuff since I was like a kid.
Oh yeah. I
I
like
was used to have it on a carnival
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
in my
Movie theater
hometown.
popcorn is there's nothing like it. Little savor all on this. Here, here, here. And I'll tell you what we do that the theaters don't do is at the end of the evening we throw all the popcorn away. We don't put it in a bag and save it for the next day and mix it in.
Right.
So yeah, you want a Coke or something? Pepsi, RC?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you got. I've got some news.
Okay. He opens up a mini fridge. Yeah, I've got Crystal Pepsi, I've got Orbits, and I've got a Coke back here. Here you go.
I'll take the Coke. Yeah, I've got some. So we didn't find the people, but we found something that we think they did. Um,
That's a lead. Good, good.
yeah, but somebody needs to do something about this. They trapped a taker.
What is it that you are talking about, Willis?
What?
Never mind. What?
We went to the junkyard where they used to be like their spot.
Uh-huh.
And it's got a bunch of wards up, and it's got a bunch of ghosts, and
Where is this junkyard?
I tell them where the junkyard is.
All right. Can you hang on just 1 second?
Sure.
Give me just a second. And you see him go over, and he walks away from you, and you see him walk over to the shoe counter. You see him reach behind the counter, and he pulls out a phone. And you see him position himself so that his body is like his back is to you, and he calls somebody. And you hear some back and forth on the phone there. Okay. He hangs up. He comes back. Okay, go on.
So this taker claimed to be count zero, but wasn't. We realized it wasn't him.
Okay.
And wanted to make a deal with us to let them out, and we obviously did not make a deal to let them out.
Did he
But
offer to make a pact? Did he offer to make a contract?
it didn't really get that far. But that I think was implied. Um, and anyway,
That's weird.
well, they
Just-
couldn't get out because of the wards,
Oh, wow.
but the
He-
wards are eventually going to wear down. I mean the taker pointed that out himself, but um,
It must be in really bad shape if it was even offering to bargain with you. Because they
uh,
don't. Even the Shanghais that come here, they won't. We're below their, how do I put this? Ah, we're animals to
it didn't
them.
seem happy
Yeah, no, but what I mean is
that way.
I've been around longer than many of our kind here in the city, and we have interacted, guarded by the nature of the courts, with the what I like to call the la takers petite, the baby takers that come to steal people, and they've never offered to bargain, even when they've been in a very bad position. Their crew will, but they are like us, those chainers. Wow.
This one's been trapped for I mean we assume it's been trapped for a year and a half. And we assume that they were the ones who did it, but I mean, we don't know that for sure. But that we think that they did it right before they disappeared.
What makes you say that?
The taker described Count Zero when they were still trying to claim to be them. And Lydia asked, what do you look like? Just, for proof, right? So anyway, I mean, so it's seen Count Zero.
Okay.
But I mean, we don't, like I said, we don't know for sure that they're the ones who trapped them there, or that I mean, it didn't just eat them. I don't know, but something trapped them there because it is trapped there, or it wouldn't have been bargaining with us to get out. It's eating ghosts, so that's how it survived this long. But
All right.
I think this is not my area of expertise.
No,
You understand?
we have rules and rituals that get invoked at this point. That we have to do. Please don't.
It's not.
Please don't tell anyone about the taker.
Hadn't planned on it.
Okay. I will go and speak to the other hands on this.
Okay.
That's okay. Yeah, no, this is not great. I'm gonna have to go to the reliquary, and I don't like going there. So but that's not your fault. That's not your fault. That's just what we're gonna have to do here. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you need any walking around money?
We did buy a remote control plane that set us back a bit.
Okay, hang on. And you see he goes over to the cash register and you see him hit the button and you see him reach in and pull out, count out some 20s, and he will hand you about $200 and say, does that cover?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. That'll do it.
Okay. All right. Well, say hello to the rest of your crew for me.
Will do.
And he will kind of go back to bowling. I think you'll see as you're heading out, you see him throw one, just goes right in the gutter.
Excellent.
Let's bring the group back together. After this meeting, essentially, let's imagine we're back at the apartments here. We're getting towards the end of January, so still cool. And the four of you have, I assume, with a certain exception, relayed your interactions with your hands.
Yep.
I've given everything except what I shouldn't.
I just say, Drummond just wanted to be sure that you didn't tell anyone other than the hands. So hopefully the hands said that as well to you.
Delulu wanted to kept quiet also.
Makes sense. I think that
Yeah.
they're handling this separately.
Also, I
Still gotta
think
be
she may
yeah.
think I have a drinking problem.
Well, do you?
Don't you?
That's all very hurtful.
I mean, it's not a problem. We've always got more drink.
She sort of stopped. She goes, you always remind me of like those 60s, on the road kind of movies with just drinking a lot of drinks and singing songs.
Like Dean Martin.
Yeah, he's a drunk.
But
Oh.
he's funny.
He is.
I was happy with that comparison for a moment.
That could be just because you're a fancy dresser, and so I associate you with that. And that might be on me.
Your pager goes off, Marrow.
Oh.
Has a little phone number. Don't think you
Do I
recognize it.
recognize it?
No,
I don't.
no.
Huh. I don't get calls. Excuse
Ooh.
me just a minute. Let me make a phone call.
We all go
Do we
downstairs with
honestly
you.
yeah. Do we honestly only have the like phone for the roof for the building?
Yeah, unless you want to get one installed, then you got to call up AT&T, and you got to get the phone
No.
company to come down and install a line.
No. All right. Then I will go. And did you say you're following me, Lydia?
Sherry,
What?
did you
Well,
say that
yeah.
you're following it?
She looked surprised when you turned back on the stairway.
Excuse me just a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were like a little worried. Things have been weird lately, but that's okay. I can't hear you from back over here. Don't worry.
I'll take that as good as I'll get and head over to the
Okay.
phone.
You punch in the numbers, and it'll ring a couple times, and then it'll pick up, and you'll hear, "Oh, Marrow, is this Marrow? Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
I am so sorry that I had to bug out when we met last time. I'm glad we exchanged numbers. You gave me a pager. I just like sometimes when I come through, I get a roiling in right in my belly. And then I just got to go to the little gobs room, and I had to go for a while. I'm so sorry about that.
Is this Relentless Thirds? Do I recognize this voice?
This is that goblin in the little cowboy hat that took off. And we flash back to you meeting and that conversation, and then him going, "Oh, do you have a pager? Do you have a pager number? Give me a pager number." And then
Oh.
running off.
Oh.
I'm so sorry about that. That was truly, truly unprofessional on my part here. But I have recovered, and I have purchased a cache of Imodium, or as they call it, liquid cork. And so,
I like Pepto.
oh no, it does not agree with the Gabo.
Really?
It is the color that is truly off-putting.
That's what I like.
Oh, no. There are certain colors that are actually physically painful, and that is one of them to me. But that is neither here nor there. Can I maybe swing by sometime to discuss this upcoming duel, as we are seconds and we have to make these arrangements?
That's right. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Would be convenient.
Oh, no, I have put you out already. So you tell me what is your convenience, and I will come over and I will bring you a fresh baked goblin apple pie.
Oh, wow. That is very nice of you. Um, Perhaps we could meet then for lunch if you're bringing dessert. Um, and I'll name a park that's close by where I know that there are like push carts or food trucks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Will that be all right?
Yeah. Uh, Like, are you okay with looking like you're talking to the air? Because mostly I gotta keep a low profile. Now, mind you, if you want, I could take on a human form, but then I gotta get a couple of friends and we gotta get a trench coat.
Oh, yeah. No, don't put anybody out. I'm more
Okay.
than happy to have people think I'm talking to the air.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll
Yeah, you
find
get one
somewhere
of those
quiet.
Bluetooth thingers for your ear, like the little
They look
buds.
like Star Trek.
Yeah, I know, but you see people walking around talking to. So now I see them walking and these business types, and I think they might be schizophrenic, but they just got a Bluetooth earpiece.
Hmm. What is this world coming to? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll meet up
Yeah.
tomorrow for
Yeah.
lunch,
Tomorrow.
and we can figure this all out. There's no reason for anybody to fight.
Oh, isn't there?
I hope not.
Well, we'll find out then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd hate for me to have to murder you or you to have to murder me.
Well, we're not supposed to fight at all.
Oh, is that what you were told?
We're going to have a serious conversation tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely, absolutely. See you tomorrow.
Well, I'll be darned.
Lydia is probably
Oh,
still up at the top of the stairs, watching down at you.
Oh,
it was the man about the duel.
oh, have you polished up your pistols?
That's a mighty personal question. Oh, no, I don't intend to fight. But I'm going to meet him tomorrow and we're going to talk about it.
All right. Oh, like, can anyone go to see the duel? Is it public?
I don't know. I've never been around one. I mean,
Crazy.
it seems like quite the spectacle.
You know what? I'll go to the library tomorrow and get a book on duels.
That would be very helpful because I know almost nothing about them.
All right. The good thing is someone left their library card in a desk drawer here in my apartment. So I've been able to use that without any problem so far.
The only duels I really know about are from Magic.
Ooh.
Have you played that?
Oh, I thought you meant magic, like two
Oh, no. The
spells.
much easier kind with some cards. I've got a great deck. I'll share it with you. We can play.
It's okay.
I do black white.
I do whatever you give me.
Oh, I'll say as we head back up.
I think that seems absolutely fair. Um,
I'm going to get killed in a duel.
Yes, turns out I'm very dangerous with green red. Let's put it that way.
yeah. So yeah, that would be the whole Brothers War cycle there for
Yes.
Magic the Gathering, I think in 1990. So let's do a like a once around for folks for anything they want to look into, any PCs or NPCs they want to talk to, and let's do the one round, and we'll kind of close on Marrow, I think. Does that seem fair? Uh, Lydia, let me start with you.
Yes.
How many days until the party?
3.
3 days till the party.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I think that essentially what it is that you see Lydia coming back from the library. She's got a haul of books. Definitely 2 of them are about dueling. One of them is about it's not their books, they're magazines about Magic the Gathering and
Okay.
must kill
You got
decks.
multiple copies of the Duelist.
Exactly. I'm gonna make a killer deck in tomorrow. And then the other thing that I have is that I've gotten a whole bunch of books about being a detective because I'm going to study those up, and I'm going to go see my mentor, because that's the other thing I'm going to pick up now.
Okay.
So I've got lots of things on my list that I'm going to try to be good at until I find the thing that I'm good at.
So
So,
what is
oh,
the interaction you'd like to do?
so the interaction that I would like to do, so I think,
Is there a person you want to talk to? Is there a move you'd like to carry out?
so, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, uh, I think what I want to do is, I think I want to go to my mentor.
Okay.
And I'm not going to the essentially the details of the case that I'm working on, but I'm going to find out what I need to do to start my trip as a detective.
Absolutely. Let's see. You will arrive again at that house of this way.
Yes. And I would have stopped to get donuts, because I have to thank them for introducing me to Lean and Hungry Mark, or reintroducing me.
Let's have you make a roll.
Okay, let's see here. So I'm feeling pretty hopeful, so I'll go with joy.
Okay.
But I still have the thing open. This is unprecedented. Yes, what is it?
And I assume you telling them just the basics of the story, but leaving out the taker?
Exactly, leading out the taker, and like sort of that we're looking for people for the courts, and that I need to, things are starting to get complicated already. So I need to figure out how to organize this and how to be helpful. I'm like a detective.
Okay.
So
roll with joy.
okay, so I rolled 11 plus 2, that's a 13.
That's 13. So you get to pick 2.
Oh.
She's very pleased with you. She says that what you described seems like you have completed the path of the party planner.
It looked so festive, and I'm inviting you.
You have accomplished this thing. Hand me your little book.
Oh, and she brings it out. It's a stamp book.
And you will see her go and reach into the drawers, shuffles around until she finds the appropriate sticker. And she will take it out and she will put it in the book, and she will say, you have further to go, but I think this says to everyone that you are on that road. You will always have many roads, but this road you've traversed it.
Yes, there's some ruts in the road.
Yes. What 2 things do you wish to pick here?
Oh, let's see. I think I really like the NPC when she sends me to meet someone. So this is a great way to go. Here's another person. And how about if they give me a relic of power?
Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something she believes in, right? So
absolutely. So she will go and look around in her bag, and she will come back out with a magnifying glass. Classic
perfect.
Heavy magnifying glass. One of those ones that has the big round thing, and it has a little circle there and the thing.
Oh, this is really nice.
It is. This will help you find what you are looking for.
Believe it.
you may mark this
Okay.
to increase your level of success on a study roll once.
Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah.
It is only usable once, but it will get you out of a jam.
Since I jam up there quite often.
That you do. Um, I will tell you someone that might be worth talking to. You want to approach them carefully. It's part of the reason why I gave you this object,
Okay.
because they make things like this.
Ooh, okay.
Their name is Stoddard.
That sounds like a very serious name.
They are someone who tried to become a wizard, walked down several different paths of attempts to do that. Cleomancy, pornomancy, oneromancy, a variety of different attempts that they could never find the necessary will to complete.
A lot of them sounded unpleasant.
Yes. But what they have picked up is how to make objects imbued with some magical affinity. They are an artificer.
Ooh,
And if, as you suggest, the people you're hunting for were mucking around with magical things, like the witches and such, then they may have gone to him at some point.
excellent.
He owes me a favor, and so I transfer that favor to you. You can use my name.
Thank
He is a inveterate gambler.
you. Ooh,
So it's very likely that you will find him in a place like that. Sports betting, one of the casinos, or the racetrack.
okay.
The dog track too.
Ooh, there's a lot of places that I might not have thought of.
Yeah.
But good, 'cause I might have started with bingo, but
Oh no, I don't think that's
okay. All
No,
right. So
no,
we're going to the where you're actually picking your odds.
Where
All
they-
right.
okay.
This is exciting.
He's the kind of sleazy character that a real detective would go to.
Interesting. I'll have to come up with some hard-boiled dialogue that I can fall back on in case of a
Absolutely.
situation.
Dress tough,
Oh, that's a good idea.
not that sweater.
Oh, but it's a good sweater.
It is an alluring sweater, but it doesn't scream gritty private eye.
No, it screams exciting night at the disco. I know.
I'm not sure it screams that either, but fair
Well, it's
enough.
a little warm for a disco.
Yes, exactly.
But hanging outside the parking lot, perfect.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, if you're going cruising, maybe. Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good.
yeah. I haven't done that in a long time. Okay. But that's not what a detective would do right now. So,
Right. I have spoken.
that I have heard. Thank you. Enjoy your donuts.
I roll. Aldo, what is it that you want to do?
I want to go see Ali Doges,
Okay.
who I have not talked to in a while, even though she is
And yeah, I think you do you think that she's at the Shackles office, or do you think that you go to track her down where she lives?
um I think she lives. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I
She
don't
she
think she's at the
works
house.
at there is a little uh very, very badly managed sort of kids park uh called Safetyville, where they have little like cars that the kids can drive in, and they take them there, teach them the rules of the road and stuff. And it has a very small, badly managed, normally zoo. But she works there, like cleaning out the stalls and things like that. It is very, very redneck, low rent zoo and kids park. And I think there's probably in the background a cacophony of children running around unsupervised.
Yep. Yeah, this is like the kind of place the parents drop their kids off for free babysitting, but nobody actually babysits.
Uh, and Allie will be glad to see you. Says, Aldo, how are you?
Um, I'm I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Just wanted to check on you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, that was something at the
Yeah.
just weird.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I meant to call you, but uh I I got to admit my time's been taken up.
Yeah, same here. Um,
Oh, who are you
just
seeing?
oh, I'm not I wish. No. Just you know, got some assignments from the court and that's about it.
Yeah, they have me collecting animal scales and things like that here. That's part of why I work here and bring
Oh,
them
okay.
for components and stuff.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it not creep you out a little?
Which part? The children? Yeah, the children creep me out.
Well, I actually meant the like collecting scales and stuff. But now that you mention it,
No, no,
uh,
no. There's something very connected for me about that. It's it
at least
reminds
nobody's
me.
hunting them.
This is true. This is true.
Uh, I think I want to do the flashback move. Uh,
Okay, please.
um, I think that we see Ali and Aldo in the hunting ground. What we see is Aldo as a coyote just appearing suddenly on the ground and like staggering to his feet, looking kind of whimpering and looking just very confused and disoriented uh and terrified. And then we see Ali, the like dragon, come up to him and be like, no, it's okay, you get used to it. When they kill you, you come back. It'll happen over and over, but you'll get used to it. It's okay.
Nice. So, do you want to take that bond with Allie then, or with
Yeah,
someone else? Okay.
I'll take it. Makes sense. Oh, actually, I already had one. Cool. Now I have two.
Allie will, as you kind of come back to the present, Allie will say, "How much do you go around as your other self?"
Um, Off and on. It's become weirdly easy to change back and forth. I remember, a time when I was terrified I wouldn't be able to get stuck that way, but it turns out it's almost painless now. How about you? Do you ever?
I can't change.
Hmm.
This visage, these scales, these bits on me, they are echoes of that, but I can't I can't become a dragon anymore.
Is that good or bad?
It's bad. But no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I Semolina's been helping me. She has some brews that she has access to, and like sometimes I can remember what it was like to have wings.
It doesn't actually. It doesn't give you wings, but you just remember.
It makes me remember those good moments, those powerful moments. I envy that you can be your other self.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't really like it, but it's useful. I. It's not even that I. It's that I don't like that it's feels natural. It's this thing they did to me, but like now it's just another part of me. But the fact that they did it to me makes me makes me want to not like it, you know?
When you say did it to you, do you mean that they made you a coyote or that they made you a human?
They made me a coyote. I was human before. I was the same person, but a different person also. But I was human.
Ah, she says in a way that says that she's not entirely sold that that's the truth.
You were human before, right? Or
Does
I
it
guess I never
matter?
asked.
It doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't to me, but
I'm glad to be out, but I'd rather be a dragon.
oh, well, maybe there's some way. I'll try to. I don't know who would know, but I obviously can't promise anything, but I'll try to find out if there's a way.
What do you think is the sign for you, either in her reaction or her appearance or something that really tells you that she's been sinking?
Um, it's her voice. It's very like monotone. And I don't remember that being like I think all those voices always kind of monotone, but I
Hmm.
don't think hers is. I think in comparison, especially.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little flatness to her affect, a little monotone there that you will pick up, and then she'll say, "I should get back to work."
Yeah, I, take care.
I will.
I'll
I
come
will.
see you more often.
I should see you too. I forget that sometimes.
And I like kind of stand there, like offer to hug her, like as if it is very clearly, and like I don't actually step toward her.
And I think that much like you, she clearly has no sense of like what about that. And then there's that kind
Right.
of just kind of then a nod to one another, and she'll turn and step away. Mr. Suit, what are you up to?
Hello. Um, so I think he's like it's, it's so hard without much internet. But
Yeah.
has gathered bunch of newspapers and I don't know, maybe like the library that he'd have to search through would have some old
Do we
weather
see you going through
reports or something.
microfiche? Do we see that
Yes.
like in like a 1990s thriller?
Stop there. Shh. Stop there. Yeah. But basically he's trying to plot the path that Hurricane David hit when it took when it hit land.
Okay.
And he's gonna go out and sort of starting at the beach and walking inwards, try and follow that path for a while. The last thing that he knows that someone did this calling somewhere. Um, it's probably going to be on the path that it took, and so he's trying to find remnants of that. He's got his little like handkerchief of random goblin rocks that
Mm-hmm.
don't really help him that much, but he feels like they're supporting.
Let's have you make a study roll.
Do do. Um. Oh no, this is definitely fear. I am walking down the road that a hurricane took. That's the worst idea. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a five. It's I got there's a one and then a two and then a two and that's a five.
Mr. Suit, says this figure. You see this person kind of standing there.
Yeah, he's totally taken off guard. He was like searching through the underbrush, see if he could see some rocks or like a scuffed sigil or something.
I think the thing that will strike you as you kind of stand up is how kind of ill-fitting this person's body is on them as they talk to you.
I'm so sorry, I didn't see you there.
No, no, it's just that this is very difficult to do.
It's
It's very, very difficult. I don't know how you managed it.
it's easier if you keep a rhythm in your head.
I see. I recognized your voice
Where?
over the radio, Mr. Suit. When you sent that radio in, and I was able to build that little connection, build that little bridge. It's not much, but it's enough. And I said, I heard a name, Lydia, but I also recognized a voice. Does your master know where you've gone?
I don't have one of those anymore.
Then I'll take that as a no.
This is not your place.
I don't want it to be my place. I want to go home.
We're not stopping you.
Actually, you are. Look, you know exactly how absolutely limited and fragile I am. It would take nothing for you to knock me down and for this conversation to cease. Do you want that? Or may I continue?
Obviously gone to a lot of effort to say something.
You're looking for the ones who did this to me, right?
Yes.
Help me get back to the homelands, and I'll tell you where I know they went to do what they did. Because that's where my heart is.
Your heart?
Yes. They cut out my heart.
And where is it?
We need to make a discussion about that before I tell you those things. I've already given you pieces, and it may well be that you find these things without me. But I'm hoping that I can ease your path and I can get out of this foul, foul place, this dry, foul world. So think about it. You don't have much time because I have no doubt that you've informed your superiors and they will be making their moves to rid this place of me, which will get me back home in time. But I would rather not have to go through that. I am
Yes.
willing to swear oaths to you and yours to promise what I will and will not do. I am willing to bargain with you on this so that I can leave.
I'm tired of getting sand in my shoes. You don't have long. You have until I get here to think about what you're going to say, and you should say it quickly.
And figure out what bargain you want. Figure out what oaths you have me to swear. Come and tell me. Free me. And I will give you what you want. I can't hold this. And then you'll see the body just.
I'll be there soon.
Marrow. Let's come to you. I think we'll find you in the park.
Can I do just before? I'd like
Sure.
to give a call to wisdom
Okay.
since I'm meeting with this second to just I give this quick call of to um do they answer?
Oh gosh, let's see. Let's do a fortune roll here. 1d6. They will answer.
Wisdom?
Yes, Meryl?
Yes. I'm going to meet with the second
Mm-hmm.
for this duel. Is there anything that you would prefer? You're the challengee. Anything you would prefer I negotiate as we go in? Or
Just tell
should
them
I
I
do it
just tell them I
myself?
won't give it up.
I see. Okay. Um, uh, real quick,
Yes.
when I talked to the second and some other people, they've given the impression that you might not show up.
Who said that?
Well, the second kind of gave this idea that I was going to be fighting, and I mean, you are coming, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, you may well be fighting, but I will definitely be there.
Why would I be fighting?
That's the nature of these free-for-all duels.
It's a free-for-all duel?
It can be.
If I negotiated that.
Well, yeah, if you don't negotiate it, if you negotiate that away, yeah, 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 yeah.
But you will be there,
Oh
right?
yeah.
That is very comforting because I promise you, I will be there with you in a duel. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Wonderful. I'll go and have this meeting with the second.
And there is that goblin in that duster with that hat. She's got a paper bag by him.
It is so nice to here. I picked up a burrito for you. Was
Oh,
that cool?
oh, very nice, very nice. You are a very generous person. So, uh, because I wasn't sure how warm it was going to be out, I didn't get Cool Whip. I got you one of those cans with the Ready Whip.
Oh, with the spray?
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, yeah.
that's nice.
It is.
You know, there's a smile at the bottom of every can.
Yeah. Mm, yeah.
um,
Eating smiles.
I've spoken with wisdom, and I am free to negotiate however this duel should be set up. They
Excellent.
were challenged.
Yes. So we don't need to really go through with this duel. This is
That's what I'm thinking too.
exactly. All we need to do is to get them to return the book to us, and they'll we can put this
It's
matter.
a book.
Yes, yes. They took a book that we had been pickling for some time, with a number of specialty things. It was very potent, and they walked into our clearly marked territory and took the book.
That doesn't seem very kind at all.
It was rude.
I agree. Now, what happens if they refuse to give it back?
Then there will be a fight to the death.
To the death.
That's the default.
Ah, I see. Is there something that would be a decent recompense for this book? See, that seems fair. Maybe they could pay for something that they've gained.
My my superior wants the book. I think that there's a simple and easy solution to this whole problem. I think that you've been put in a terrible, terrible position, just as I have, right? You and I both been
Well,
put
it wasn't what I wanted.
exactly. So here's what I was thinking. Because that book was stolen, it is the product of ill-gotten gains, right?
Sounds like.
So the easiest way to solve this whole thing would be for you to steal that book from her and give it back to us. And then the duel's off, everything's settled, and you've got some nice fresh baked apple pie, and I've got a burrito, and everybody's happy.
I like that. I mean, I like in concept that. But
Yeah,
that means that I am taking like a part in this that I really isn't mine to take. You see, I'm just a person negotiating a fight between two people.
your person has been put in a position to risk potentially your life on this thing. And I think a book is worth much less than your life, gentlemen.
Well,
So I think if
I
we look
agree
at
with
it
that. I
that
mean, they're
way,
good books, but
yeah. See? See?
um,
Win-win.
well,
And
so
and and
if the
like
book is presented at the time of the duel, there will be no duel.
yeah, or even beforehand. You get the book back to my hands before any of this goes down. We won't even have the duel. You could just go back and say, we have settled the matter. There will be no duel. If you do it
Well,
quietly, discreetly enough, it might take them a while to realize that the book is gone.
hmm, well, that's an interesting thought, and I appreciate you presenting it. Um, but if the book were presented at the time of the duel, there would be no duel.
Correct. If the duel was if the book was given back to my superior or put in my hands, since it would be in our possession and we could walk away with it. Back carefree, fancy free, one might even say, gallivanting down the road, clip clop. I don't have a horse. I just wanted to make that sound. But if it
I
did
don't think
that,
it's
then
nice.
I would. I can guarantee that duel will be off.
Good. If it comes up, I think it should be single combat.
Why do we even talk about that? We don't even need to talk about that.
Well,
We
because
could.
we're here now, and I doubt we'll come back together unless there's either a book or a fight.
I am fine with single combat with whoever is there at the time of the duel.
Well, Wisdom has assured me they will be there, of course. And I'm sure that your first will be there.
I hope so. I would hope so. I'd hope so for both of our parts, because I would hate to put a bullet through your head.
Oh, that would be absolutely terrible. And me smashing you into a tiny little pulp would be sad as well.
Absolutely.
And I
Both
am,
of these scenarios are not good, and I suspect that one or both of us would end up most unhappy.
yes,
So it seems to me retrieving the book in a timely fashion is the best of all possible worlds. It rights
it would
an
be ideal.
injustice and solves this whole problem.
All right. I hear you. And I think that your proposal makes a lot of sense.
I will tell you, I will offer you a cherry on top.
Mhm.
If if you can do this, then I will put in a good word with another family, not a great family, a kind of a despicable family, but another family of gobos, ones that I would not normally talk to because they're beneath my notice, but ones that have a grievance with one of your comrades, Mr. Aldo.
Oh, oh,
I could put in a word and maybe ruffle, sorry, smooth some feathers, not ruffle them. I don't want ruffle
you don't want to
feathers.
ruffle
No,
more,
no, no,
no.
absolutely.
Well, that would be incredibly nice.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that is
I
something
will
that
try to
I
do
could
this.
do if you were to
Well,
retrieve that book.
conceivably, I could get this book, and I will try to do that because that would make things much easier.
Absolutely.
Um, so we are, as the challengee, We recognize the challenge you have made. The weapons melee.
Oh, no. No,
Why, oh no.
no, not necessarily melee.
Well, I mean, you're challenging, or your first is challenging. Is that not correct?
That is true. That is true.
So we will accept with melee weapons. And see,
Fair.
that helps you because you really did not want to splatter my brains with your gun. See, and we're all trying to help each other here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I will choose the location.
That seems fair.
The Shoals Goblin Market.
I will inform my first.
We'll set the time and date in the next few days.
If I can manage to get that book, I will call you at the number you sent me.
Absolutely. So he will hand you a piece of paper and he will say, "This is the title of the book. It is old. It is a first printing from 1978. It is in fine condition." You will open the book thing and you will see it says Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual.
You should have chosen cards. Damn it.
And I think that's where we're going to stop for today. Sound reasonable?
Awesome.
Let's come to end of session XP. Let's start with Marrow, since we're with you right now. Did you express your other self, your changeling self? Your yokai self,
Oh, I
your
think I
sunken self?
definitely did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you express your humanity?
I don't know. I
Yes.
felt like with
Magic
Lydia.
cards.
Yeah,
and
with
not wanting
Lydia,
you to
I think
listen
that
to
whole
your-
thing. Yeah.
your call.
Did you interact with somebody from your entanglements or your rival?
With some whales.
Okay. So that's 3 points. Lydia.
Yay. And I get a sunken, by the way.
Oh, that's right. So you're at 4 out of 5 now.
Scary. Mara, what's happening to you?
Lydia.
Yes.
Did you express your nature as a taken?
I think I did. I definitely have that thing of where I'm trying to find my role, and I believe in my mentor, and those are the important things.
Give you a point for that.
Okay.
Did you express your humanity?
I think I did. I mean, I had to go and study up on magic decks, so
Okay.
the do list is my route this time.
Did you interact with your entanglements or your rival?
That's a good question. I interacted with Morrow. I tried. I do everything to keep his attention. He doesn't know it. He always.
I think
it's
that's
so
fair. You
hard.
were trying to follow behind him in a kind of a puppy dog way there.
Yeah.
So that's 3. Mr. Suit, did you express your taken self?
Don't know as much about that.
Oh yes, you did. You were super taken.
Yeah,
There
You
at
were
the
doing
end,
all
there at the
kinds of
end, I
things,
think
yeah.
definitely.
yeah.
I mean, the whole way you were trying to do that, and
Yeah.
and that
kind
thing
of
that you recognize that those rocks are important, even though
Right.
we don't.
and this kind of a switch flip from your kind of humanity stuff, your fear earlier on.
Mhm.
And did you interact with your entanglements or rival?
I did not this time, no.
Okay, so 2 points. Aldo, did you express your taken self?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And what about your humanity?
Uh, yeah. I think that the interaction with
Allie?
Cantorian Wolf
Okay.
and
Well,
with
yeah.
Ali. Like I think,
Yeah.
I think it was more human than taken this time.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah. So 2 points plus a third point for interacting with Ali Doges.
cool.
Let's talk stars and wishes. Marrow.
This was fun. It was a kind of a wild ride. I enjoyed the junkyard as a huge problem. And we kind of, I don't know, we poked at it and poked at it and poked at it, but we managed to get information out that I think was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You did a very good job of being smarmy, awful guy in there. That taker was creepy. There was to look at our collective trauma, what they represented. They were increasingly scary, and it was that realization as it went along that made it more scary. So I thought you did a great job with that. Um, there were other really nifty things. I liked Suit with the husky thing that, the the taker in a suit, their conversation, just because we get to see kind of Suit, the wheeler dealer that he is, but the the willingness to follow the hurricane in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
kind of brave. And I think that was an interesting, it was a result of a bad roll. We see someone doing something heroic that gets drawn into bad things. And that's the dice telling a story. And of course, Patrick's always going to have that story because your dice are so bad.
They were remarkable, I
Yeah.
must say.
I hope you marked XP for that, Patrick.
They were angry. Yeah. Oh, not for. Yes, I did for both
Okay,
of them,
good.
actually. Yes.
Sherry, so I love Lydia. I just love Lydia. But so many fun moments that are like, come on, we're all catching on here. How are you not catching on? And it brings this thing of it kind of inspired me tonight to have. I think Lydia feels like she has to take care of Barrow. And tonight I had Barrow feel like he has to take care of Lydia. And I think that was it was a neat moment for us on screen to kind of see, because we've watched this progression. Lydia's a little naive. Lydia's naive. And there's a moment there where those of us that are a little gloomy are having to go, sweetie, come on. And that was lovely. Aldo, I love that you were out there first hunting the way through to find the fence. Thought that was phenomenal. I kind of liked that moment with the dragon girl because it was so personal and it was the person you escaped with. And it was just strong. It was a really deep moment. So it felt like we did a lot this session. A lot of different things got shown, and that was really cool. Wishes. I purposefully said I will meet you in the duel. Wisdom. If they don't show up,
Right.
I'm going to beat up Wisdom Wales.
Absolutely.
I don't know how this thing's gonna come out, but if they just flat out don't show up, I am going to be way pissed and beat them up. So I'm intrigued. My wish is kind of, I don't know which way I want it more, but I am looking forward to this duel being a thing. And I hope I don't die.
Okay.
Second bit, I want Suits Rocks to pay off. These rolls have gone so bad on them, but I have to think there's something there that touch shouldn't be the only consideration. I really want something to pay off
Okay.
from Suits Rocks. Those are my wishes.
Okay. Lydia.
Let's see here. It was super fun. All the stuff was really good. Everything was interesting, and that it would get a little scary or that it would get a little funny. It was really good pacing, though. It was super fun. Everyone's scenes were so many good characters. Like every hand that we went to see was just so good, so golden. Said a lot about both the court, but also that particular person. And then I don't know. And I learned a bunch about my other players. I loved particularly Bayman and Eldo were awesome, and Morrow, and yeah. Oh my gosh, and Suit. All of your guys. I felt like I just went, hey, this is how it's going. Blah, I'm out of here. But you guys had the best scenes ever. So good, so good. Eldo, you had a lot of kind of like really contemplative, cool notes today, this day. So I really enjoyed that. And Mr. Suit was very bright and smart, and I was very unaware of it. That was my character was just not giving you any cred, Mr. Suit, and I apologize, but she does think you look like Dean Martin, and so
That was nice. I didn't hate that part.
And Amaro is I have to keep him safe. It's up to me, clearly. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a detective. I love this game because that goofy mentor move gives me a chance to go, here's what Lydia's thinking is the most important thing. It's such a good move. I hope that you keep it. I think it's just really strong for expressing what your character thinks they need to be doing right then. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And this is my mode for the next session, kind of. This was again, I'm just gonna say everything that everyone said about the things so far was really good. There were some good moments, but this just felt like the pacing was on and the characters were on, and we were all reacting to each other and to our stories. And we've got 4 really different threads running through this. This is one of the most individual games, like with the storylines, but with the group actually feeling like it's very close and cohesive in a lot of ways.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Anything wishes wise?
Yes. I want to put together a murder board.
Want to
and
build?
make yes. And then I want it to become like powerful.
Okay. Murder board relic.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I did put a picture of the NPC in there.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't have to go search for it. I imagined what he looked like, and Pinterest delivered it to me.
You envisioned Stoddard. Very nice.
Stoddard, and now he exists as
nice.
I imagined him.
I love it. Mr. Suit.
This was cool. The whole thing with the voice in the junkyard was very creepy and just like kept building on each other, but just the absolute obliviousness of Lily just like dancing through the middle of the conversation. And I think there's just some little like half whispered line of like, I'm just worried if you're happy or not. I can't remember what it was, but it was just so insane in the middle of all of that. I also really enjoyed the conversation with Delulu.
Yes, that was great.
I love how uncomfortable she makes Suit, but also that by the end of it, just like him not responding to any of her charms is driving her up a wall. And every time they meet, it is in the exact wrong way. That's sort of great.
Yeah.
I also really enjoyed the conversation between Aldo and who is it, Cantorian?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Cantorian. It was very real and friendly in a way that a lot of these court interactions can get caught up in like hierarchy and meta physical bullshit, and that was just like we both have jobs to do, and they can be sort of uncomfortable at sometimes, but let's just have like a nice time with it. Was really great vibe. Um, and Marrow, I like seeing the little hints of meanness, sternness, violence, something in Marrow that he's not usually showing that comes out. Wishes, I am very curious to see how this conversation goes. I'll say Suit, were very inclined to take out a lot of frustrations on this guy. It's been a frustrating investigation, and things keep going awry, and people keep assuming that because Suit is polite, that means that he's nice, and those aren't the same thing.
Nice. Aldo.
Yeah, I mean, stars for everybody, but like I I really liked seeing Suit be like, I don't want to say be smart because we've seen him be smart before. Be like the savvy one, the one who like immediately realized what was going on at the junkyard, when everyone else was just kind of still like a little suspicious, aside from Lydia, who was just not suspicious at all, but like not sure what to do. And so it's like, no, I know what this is. You know? Where I don't think we've seen Suit be this sort of fish out of water character with the other characters a lot. And like this time, no, this is his element. Like he knows what's going on. So it was cool to see that. On the other hand, it was also cool to see Meryl just be totally out of his element with the whole duel thing. And just to have no idea, like, oh wait, I have to fight too. That's a possibility. Oh no. I love that. uh I am looking forward to the duel. Uh and to see, I yeah, I kind of would like to see Marrow not necessarily be violent, but like I like that there are just hints of that potential for violence in Marrow that were not obvious at first, but they're starting to be a little bit obvious. So I think that's a cool extra, new layer to Marrow that uh um and uh and Lydia is just utter cluelessness.
Well,
I
she
I
figured
like
out to figure what was actually in there, so she's got some pieces. But yeah, I mean, he seems sad.
um I enjoyed that. I enjoyed like that interplay of like Suit on one end, Lydia at the other end, and the other two sort of in between, like suspicious but like kind of willing to help until Suit points out exactly what it is, and then immediately, no, nope, nope. Um, I do not know where I was going with that.
Sure. Anything wishes wise?
Not really. Not that we're not obviously already
Okay.
headed toward. Oh, I guess belated stars for the entire junkyard. I was not expecting anything nearly that creepy. So awesome.
Good. We'll check in on people's entanglements next time, and also check if there are advances that people have gotten.
I keep forgetting my entanglements. I'm so caught up in this
Yeah.
group and whatever they're
Yeah.
doing. So
But we'll check and we'll see if any of the ones are going to get modified or you want to shift things around. We'll
Mhm.
make sure we do that check in. I'm going
Yes.
to stop the recording.